Behind me, you can see still very active crime scene out here on the streets of Santa Monica. You can see the command post down there, the bright lights of that, the coroner's truck, detectives still milling about going over evidence. But as you mentioned, the biggest news tonight is that death toll downgrade to 5 instead of 7. Conflicting witness accounts caused the earlier error, we're told, but terror nonetheless on the streets of this city. 9 crime scenes stretching across more than a mile of this town, but as you mentioned, still no motive for the shooting. The shooting spree began just before noon at a house fire over on Yorkshire here in Santa Monica.
We quickly extinguished the fire. While conducting a primary search, we found multiple victims. It was clear that they were fatalities.
Witnesses say a white male in his late 20s, clad head to toe in black and armed with a military-style rifle and handguns, may have shot family members there at the house, but then started firing at vehicles as he moved through the neighborhood.
When he left the house, there was a vehicle driving down the street in the 2000 block of Yorkshire where he did carjack the lady driving, had her drive a certain route, the route I dictated, and there was subsequent shootings on that route.
He shot 2 people at 19th and Pearl and sprayed a passing bus. Another victim was killed along Cloverfield, another on Pico.
We have 4 deceased victims. The suspect makes 5 deceased, okay? 1 critically injured in the hospital. We have 3 with minor injuries. And then we have 1 that was serious but stable condition at a local hospital.
When the gunman ran into a Santa Monica College parking lot, police gave chase. A gun battle then spread into the campus library where another victim was killed. The shooter was then mortally wounded inside the building, but dragged outside where he died.
The subject was shot in the library, and then because it was still an active shooter circumstance and we had to remove the suspect from the line of fire, that subject who actually fired at the officers.
Scores of students witnessed the firefight. Most were there at the library studying for their finals. Amazingly, none of them were injured or killed. And back here live again, it was a lone gunman who did this today. A person of interest taken into custody earlier has now been released, not involved at all in this, say police, but still some people unaccounted for. So the numbers may change in the coming hours. Another news conference is slated for 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. It should hopefully shed some light on the shooter's ID as well as a motive in these killings. In Santa Monica, I'm Rick Chambers. Micah, let me throw it back to you in the studio.
Rick, thank you. The chaos began